in the very early part of the book, you give us this chronological timeline. And it goes from, I think, 2000, very early 2000s all the way to, basically contemporary period. What were the big tipping points? When you look back and you see all these moments, it seems like a lot of them are relative to big acquisitions that happened. And those are moments where like, wow, something big is about to change. But when you look at that list, and it's a long list, what really stands out along the way as being these big tipping points?
Yeah, it is a big scope. It's a historical book. I try to make it timely, but it is historical. The book is divided into three sections, and that really are the three big activities. It really kicks off with what I would call the financialization of advertising. So for the entire history of advertising, from print to TV to digital, even in the dot-com boom, the advertising was largely a futures market. That is that you bought an ad and then it showed up where you bought it a week or two later, or a month or two later, and that was it. That was the whole transaction. And in the mid 2000s, both DoubleClick, where I worked, but also another company called Right Media, invented the idea of an ad exchange. So that meant that buyers and sellers could transact in a spot market in real time. Given a web page loads, and your audience probably knows this, but a web page loads, and in real time, a programmatic auction happens where there may be one or hundreds of bidders on that ad slot. So that financialization of advertising is the spark that changes everything. And it changes everything not just for Google, but for really publishers, for advertisers and agencies, for tech vendors. And it's not clear at that period who's going to win. And what really makes the story start moving forward is not just that the exchange gets invented, but that Google acquires DoubleClick. And DoubleClick, as I mentioned earlier, has just enormous market share among publishers and advertisers. So they are effectively buying a installed base of all of these companies that are now going to be financialized. And they have two pieces of the puzzle, both the supply of advertisements and the exchange to sell them.